Hello and welcome everyone to the Sky Coding. So in this video we will cover our left part of the previous video. In the previous video we have seen a lot of examples of data loading. We have seen loading multiple CSV files, loading big data files, loading files with the column mismatch, and we have done three types of loading examples. Okay, but in this video we will see one more type of loading example, that is loading data files with the special character. Okay, because it was left in the previous video. Because okay, so that's why we are going to cover this in this video. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so for loading the special character data files into the Snowflake tables, we will take just 6 scenarios. Okay, first scenario will be we will load simple CSV file into the Snowflake table. In the second scenario we will see all the records in the double quotes, where all the records will be in the double quotes, and in the third all records will be in the single quotes, and in the fourth scenario we will see all records in double quotes with a new line character. Okay, and in the fifth we will see all records with mixed quotes, where there is a single and double quote both, and in the sixth scenario we will see all records with the new line characters. Okay, a new line. Okay, let me remove new. It is written 2 times. Okay, so we will see all these 6 scenarios in this video. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's get started. Okay, so first of all let me create a one table. Okay, so let me create one table for doing all these 6 scenarios practicals. Okay, so basically this is the metadata of table which is ready. Create or replace table. My table name is user email, and we are having just ID, first name, last name, email, gender, about me. Okay, we have basically 6 columns. Okay, 2 to 4 to 6 columns in our this table. Okay, so let me first of all create this table. Okay, so now let me execute this. Okay, okay, let me first of all select this. Okay, after that it will run. Okay, so guys, you can see my table is now successfully created. Okay, table user email is successfully created. Okay, and now let me refresh this and let me show you the table. Okay, so you can see this is my user email table is now successfully created. Okay, before moving ahead, let me show you the data files which I will use in this practical video. All these scenario I will perform on that files only. Okay, so let me show you those 6 files. Okay, so we have basically these 6 files. Okay, this is sample user email.csv, where we have all the records, which is ID, first name, last name, email, gender, and about me. Okay, so this is simple CSV file. Okay, and this is the second file where there is a double quotes, where all the records are in the double quotes. As you can see, as I have highlighted, all the records are having only double quotes here. Okay, so we will load this data. After that we will load this file where all records are enclosed with the single quotes only. After that, this is the fourth file. Here all the records are enclosed with the double quotes but with the new line character. Okay, so we will load this type of file as well, because maybe you will face this type of problem in the real-time projects. So that's why we are taking lots of case studies, lots of problems of Snowflake data loading. Okay, and in this we have double quotes plus new line character. In the next file we have double quotes and the single quotes. These both quotes are mixed here. Okay, double quotes and the single quotes, and here you can see there is some new line, some special character as well. Okay, and in the last file we will see there are a new line character. Okay, this is the record of second ID, but it is in the 1 2 3 4 5 lines. Okay, it is in the new line. Okay, so this is all about these CSV files which we are going to work in this video. Okay, so these are the files which are available to us, and we will basically work with these files. Okay, so 2 to 4 to 6 we are given as a 6 files. Okay, we have these 6 files. Okay, so let's move ahead. Okay, so first of all we will load this file, simple CSV file, which is not having any error. Okay, so first of all let me load that file. Okay, so for that we will create a simple file format. Okay, so as you can see my file format is simply ready. We will basically use 2 types of file format. We are using this file format for this 042. This is an octal number for double quotes. Okay, so we are creating a file format for double quotes 042, and we are using this file format which is for single quotes. As I have told you in the previous videos as well, that 047 is for single quote and 042 is for double quotes. Okay, so basically we have these 2 file formats. Okay, so now let me create these file formats. Okay, this is a code, very simple. Type CSV, compression none, field delimiter is comma because it is a CSV file, record delimiter create a skip header, we are skipping the column names, and field optionally enclosed by, because we are having double quotes. Okay, and this is trim space false. If there is any error, so it will return that error, it will not load any data of the type of column mismatch. Okay, as we have done in the previous video. Okay, so now let me select this and let me create a file format. Okay, so now you can see my file format for double quotes is now successfully created, and let me create this file format as well for the single quotes. Okay, so now let me run this as well. Okay, so my now two file formats are ready for double quotes as well as for the single quotes as well. Okay, so now first of all, let me create a stage to load all the data files. Okay, so for creating a stage, let me create or replace stage, and let me give the stage name as a special character. Okay, because we are dealing with a special character. Okay, special char, and let me use the file format here, file format, and the file format will be, okay, we can give file format. Okay, I got, I'm not going to specify the file format here. Okay, we will specify the file format in the copy command only. Okay, because we have created these two file formats and we will use these file formats only in this video. Okay, so now let me create a stage first. Okay, so you can see my stage area is successfully created, and now let me list this stage as well. For listing, we will use list at the rate and this one. So my stage is listed, and we can see here we have 0 rows here. Okay, so now first of all, let me upload all these files there. Okay, so for uploading we will use the SnowSQL. If you haven't configured the SnowSQL with the Snowflake, then you can watch my video, link is given in the description. I have told you that how to configure and how to download the SnowSQL in your system and configure with the Snowflake. Okay, so this is my SnowSQL, and these are the earlier video files which I have done. And now let me upload this file. Okay, so for uploading this file, let me use put file colon double forward slash, and after that you have to copy the path. Okay, so where is my path? This is in videos folder, we have sky files. After that, special character load, this is my folder, and let me copy this path from here. Okay, I got, let me copy this, and let me paste here. And after that, what I have to do, I will load all these files in one go only. Okay, you can see here all these files are .csv files only, so we will just use the extension .csv for loading all these files. Okay, so after that, let me give this, after we will give .csv, we will load all the .csv files. Okay, for that, let me give asterisk as well, asterisk .csv, and we will load all these files in the stage at the rate special char. This is my stage name. Okay, special char, and let me give auto compress equals false. Okay, because I don't want auto compress. Okay, auto compress equal false. After that, let me enter. Okay, so now you can see my all the files .csv files from the special character load folder will be loaded. Okay, so you can see I have successfully uploaded my 6 files. Okay, you can see the status will be there. Okay, so let me decrease the font, and let me maximize. Okay, so you can see this is my status, and now we have 6 files uploaded. Okay, so now let me close and let me list once. Okay, so you can see we have 6 rows here in this stage, and we have all these files, okay, available into my stage location 6 files. Okay, so now my files are uploaded to the stage. Now we will do the copy of all these files. We will not upload files again and again. We will just simply use these files from there. Okay, so files are uploaded, and now let me do the copy. Okay, copy command, copy into, and my table name is user email. This is my table name. You can see this is my table where I want to load the data. Copy into user email, and from my stage name is at the rate special char. This is my stage name. This is just a simple process of loading. Okay, and after that, I want to load, first of all I will load this file 01 sample.csv. let me copy the name from here and let me paste the name here. And after that, you have to give the file format. Okay, file format. Okay, and here I will specify the file format properties. Okay, so here we will use the double quotes file format. Okay, this file format. Okay, so let me copy the name of the file format and let me paste here, file format. After that, we can specify this property as well, on error equals to continue. If there is any error, then it will not skip, it will just continue. Okay, so on error will be continue. Okay, so now let me execute this, and it will load that file data into the user email table. Okay, so you can see row status is loaded, rows passed 1000 and rows loaded, error seen 0. Okay, so now let me verify that as well. select asterisk from user email. Okay, let me verify the data as well. Okay, so let me execute this, and now you can see we have 1,000 rows and all the data is loaded successfully, okay, without any error. Okay, so this is all about this first file. Okay, here we don't have any error. Okay, and now we will load this double quotes file. Okay, so let me load this double quotes file. Okay, so for double quotes we will okay, let me give this copying file from stage. Yeah, let me type here simple csv file. This is loading of simple csv file. Okay, and here we will load file with double quotes. Okay, file with double quotes, quotes, file with double quotes. Okay, we will load that file. Okay, so for that let me copy the this copy command instead of writing this again and again. So here I want to load, let me first of all list the stage as well. Okay, so you can see this is stage and I have successfully loaded this first file, and now we will load the second file which is having double quotes. Okay, so for that let me copy the name of this double quotes file and let me paste here in here, and I have successfully pasted, and here also we will use csv double quotes. Okay, and now let me execute this and it will also load this file as well. Okay, so first of all let me truncate the table because it is having already the record. Okay, truncate table, and let me copy the table name and let me paste here in the truncate command, and you can see let me execute this one also. You can see we have 0 rows in the table as my data is successfully truncated. Okay, so now let me do the loading of second file with the double quotes as well. Okay, for double quotes you can see we have rows passed 10 and rows loaded 10. Okay, we have we have 10 rows here, and here we are having this double quotes. Okay, so this data is also successfully loaded. Let me show this data. Okay, you can see we have only 10 rows and all these 10 rows data is successfully loaded for double quotes. Okay, why it is loaded? Because in the file format we have specified 042. Okay, in this file format, csv double quotes file format. Okay, and if you will not specify this, then it will not load the data. Okay, let me show you that thing. Okay, suppose that here we are not using this file format, let me use this single quotes file format. Okay, but we are having records which are enclosed in double quotes, you can see here in this file. Okay, so we have to use that one only, but let me check that. Let me tell you by the single record. Okay, so now it will not load any data. First of all truncate the table, and now it will not load any data because we have not used the file format for double quotes. Okay, you can see rows passed and rows loaded, but it will show you that thing. Okay, it will act the double quotes as a data only. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, let me maximize this, and you can see here I am Meredith Andrew and I love Snowflake. Here what it has treated, it has treated this double quotes as the data only. Okay, it has not skipped this double quotes, it has treated this double quotes as the data of this column. Okay, so it is not treating this double quotes as the double quotes, it is treating this as a data. So that's why we have used double quotes file format. Okay, okay, you can check this thing. Okay, you can you have to note down this thing. Okay, see here, whenever I have used the file format for single quote, then it is treated this double quotes as the record data only. Okay, and now let me use here double quote file format. Okay, let me give here csv double quote file format. Okay, now let me truncate the table first. Okay, now table is truncated. Let me load the data by double quotes. Okay, and now you can see all the data is loaded, and now let me check the data, and now you can see here double quote is now not here. Okay, because we have given the double quotes file format here, so this time double quote is not treated as the data in the about me column. Okay, it has not treated double quote as their data. Okay, so this is basically the difference of this double quote and the single quote. 042 for double quotes and 047 for the single quotes, you can see here. Okay, this is 042 for the double quote file format and 047 for the single file format. Okay, if we will not specify these properties, then it will tell that it will treat the data, it will treat the double quotes and single quotes as the data, and it will show those double or single quotes in the file data. Okay, so this is about that how can we load the files with a double quotes. Okay, and now let me load the file with a single quote. Okay, and we have loaded this data, and now let me load the file with single quotes. Okay, after we will see double quotes. Okay, So file with double quote. First of all, let me copy this instead of writing again. File with, here we will see for single quotes. Okay, let me truncate the table first, and after that let me list the stage. Okay, so I'm just listing the stage, and you can see here we have third file. Okay, let me maximize this, so you can see this is my third file. Here we have all the records in the single quotes. Okay, so we will do the loading of this file, so let me give this name as well here. Okay, we are doing the loading of this file, so let me paste here, and let me show you there is no record in the table. Okay, so you can see we have no record in the table, 0 rows. Okay, so we will load this data with the single quote. Okay, file with single quote. Okay, so file format will be just a double quote. If you will give the double quote, then it will treat the single quote as the data only. Okay, so let me use here CSV double quote file format only. Okay, then you will understand. Okay, so now let me execute this, and it will load the data. You can see 10 rows passed, 10 rows loaded. Okay, let me check the data as well. It will treat single quote, it will show the single quote as well. You can see here single quote is also shown here because it has treated single quote as the data. Okay, let me show you file here as well. Okay, so this is for the single quote. Here we have just a single quote. Okay, so we don't have to need to show the single quote here. Okay, because we have given here double quote file form. Okay, if we will specify here single quote, then it will not show this record, it will not show this single quotes here. Okay, so first of all let me truncate the table is now truncated, and let me verify, so we don't have any data as well here. And now let me execute this one for single quote. This time it will not show single quotes. Okay, because we have specified the file format properties for single quotes. Okay, so you can see here the difference. We haven't shown the single quotes this time by the Snowflake. Okay, so basically this is a difference for single quotes and double quotes. Okay, you have to verify, you have to specify the file format according to your files. If in the file there is a single quote, so you have to use this file format of 047 octal number. Okay, field optionally enclosed by this parameter. And if in your file you are using double quotes, then you have to specify 042 for double quote, field optionally enclosed by parameter. Okay, so basically these are the differences between, okay, in loading files with single quotes and files with double quotes. Okay, and now let me load the file which is having single and double quotes both. Okay, this is a complex thing, you need to understand this thing. Okay, mixed quotes. Okay, let me load the file with mixed quotes. Okay, for mixed quotes, let me first of all list the stage. Okay, and let's copy the name of that table, that file. Okay, so you can see this is for double quote, and this is the fourth file which is having quote mixed. It has a double quotes as well as single quotes as well. Okay, so we will load this file. Okay, so for that let me give the name here. Okay, let me copy this and let me paste. Okay, so we have this file double quotes. Okay, and here is the differences. Okay, so let me show you that file as well. Okay, after that we will see for the new line as well. Okay, so this is the file. Here it is having single quotes as well. You can see this is for single quote, and here we have this love in the double quotes. Okay, so we have mixed quotes. Somewhere it is single quote, somewhere it is double quotes. Okay, so how to deal with this type of problems? Okay, so first of all let me truncate the table. Okay, so my table is now truncated. Let me copy this instead of moving upside again and again. Let me copy this and let me paste here. Okay, so now you can see, now let me load the data into this table of mixed quotes. Okay, and by using this file format CSV single file format, in the single, if we will use the single file format, then it will take double quotes as the data of the column. Okay, and if we will use the if we will use the double quotes, then it will treat single quotes as the data. Okay, now let me execute this, then you will understand. Okay, so you can see 9 rows passed, 7 rows loaded, and it is saying found character instead of line. Okay, that's a different thing, we don't want to show you that thing. Okay, let me show you the data. Okay, you can see we have 7 rows. Okay, so what he has stated, you have just given here CSV single quotes FF. Okay, so you have given the file format properties for single quote, so it will not treat single quotes as the data, it will treat double quotes as a data. So you can see, let me maximize this. Okay, So you can see this is my data. I am a Jacaris, Thundercliff, and I love Snowflake. So you can see we have specified the property of single quotes. So it hasn't taken the single quote as the data, but it has taken the double quotes as the data. And you can see we have this record which is in the single quote. So it has shown this record in the perfect way. But where there is a double quote, it has taken the double quotes as the data only, data of that column. So this is the different. Whenever you will use the property of file format of single quote, then it will treat double quote as the data, and whenever you will use the property of double quote, then it will use the single quote as the data. Okay, and let me check with that one also, double quote file format. Okay, so for a double quote, let me give the double quote, and this time it will not show these double quotes here, it will not show these double quotes, and you have to note this. Okay, in the fourth row you will be able to see a single quotes will be shown this time. Okay, so first of all, let me truncate the table. My table is truncated. Let me load the data again. So you can see 9 rows passed, 8 rows loaded. Okay, so select asterisk, let me show. Okay, so this time you can see here, let me maximize. So you can see here we have this fourth record. I told you to note down this. You can see here this has not treated this has not treated the double quotes as the data this time, but this has treated this single quotes as the data this time. This has shown the single quotes but has not shown the double quotes. So basically this is the main problem which we will face in the Snowflake. Your file must be having any single quote, whether that is a double quote and whether that is a double quote or single quotes. Okay, these two situations cannot be at the same time. If they are at the same time, then one have to face. Okay, if you will give the property for file format for single quote, then it will take double quote as the data, and if you will give the file format properties enclosed by as for the double quote, then it will take single quote as the data. Okay, so basically this is a drawback of loading of in Snowflake. Okay, so when you don't have to specify, you can't specify these two properties as the same time. Okay, so I hope it is now clear. Whenever you will give here single quote file format, then it will not take single quote, it will not show single quotes here. Okay, understand this way. Whenever you will give here single quote file format 047, then it will not show here single quote, but whenever you will give here CSV double quote, then it will not show double quotes, but it will show single quotes. And whenever you will give single quote here file format, then it will show not single quote here, it will show the double quotes here, and it will treat double quote as the data. So basically we have to deal with this drawback of the Snowflake. You can't work on the same file which is having two types of quotes at the same time. Okay, your file must be either double quotes or the single quotes. Okay, so this is all about the loading of file with the mixed quotes. Okay, this is about the mixed quotes. Okay, you can't use those two types of problems simultaneously. Okay, so now let me move to the other file that is a mixed that is of new character. Okay, low file with new line character. Okay, new line. Okay, new line and not quotes, it is a character. Okay, new line character. Okay, so copy into this table and let me list the stage first. Listing the stage, and let me list the stage, and let me maximize this. Okay, so we are doing the loading of this file this time. Okay, so let me copy the name here, file with new character, or let me paste the name here in the stage, and after that you have to specify the file format. Okay, let me show you the file first. Okay, so this is the file. Okay, here we have the second ID which is having their record, some record in this, some record in this, some record in this, some record in this. Okay, so it is using the new lines character. Okay, so for that we will use the escape at 134. Okay, so let me show you that thing. Okay, so first of all let me truncate the table data. Okay, so the table data is now successfully truncated, and let me use that for escape character. Okay, let me specify the property of that character as well here. Okay, so this is my file. Okay, so for that we have to specify one property here, escape character. Escape character, escape equals to 134. Okay, escape equals to this, and after that backslash 134. This is a property for this is the property basically for the new line characters. Where there is this type of problem, you can use this property in the file format. Okay, so now let me create this file format again. This is double quotes file format, and now we will use this here. Okay, so my file format is CSV double quotes. Okay, and now let me load the data, and you can see all the rows will be in the single only. Okay, you can see rows past 10, loaded 10, and let me show you the data. Okay, this will not treat here as the new line character. Okay, as it will show all the data in the single line. Okay, so you can see in the second id we are having that record. Okay, so it is just showing here. Okay, so this is about the new line character, that how can you deal with new line character type of problems. Okay, so you can see here too, the second id was in this new line character. So for new line characters we have to specify one parameter in the file format, and that is this one, escape equals to 134 for the new line characters. Okay, so this is all about the loading of file with the new line character. Okay, and I think one file is left now. This one, which file? Yeah, this node, this is also loaded. Quote mixed is also loaded. Single quote, this is loaded. Yeah, this file is now left, which is having double quotes as well as the new line character as well. Okay, so let me load this file as well. Okay, so let me first of all truncate the table, and let me copy this, and let me paste it again here, and this time file with new line character and double quotes. Okay, double quotes as well. Okay, you can check this thing there also. Here also we are having just double quotes and this new line character as well. Okay, so this is just the same as earlier. Okay, so we have let me truncate again, and let me check the data. So you can see we have 0 rows here, and for a new line character and double quotes at the same time, you have to specify two properties in the file format. First is 042 for the double quotes. If in your file, okay, let me show you the file first. Okay, so you can see here we have these double quotes as well as this new line character as well. Okay, if in your file you are having double quotes, so you have to use 042 for the double quotes, and if you have this single quote, so you have to just use single quotes 047 and escape equal 134 for this. Okay, so this is basically the difference. Okay, so as in our file we have 042 double for double quotes we are having, and we are having new line character. So for new line we are using 134, and for the double quotes we are using this. If your file has single quote, then you can use 047 here. Okay, so let me create the file format again, and now let me copy the data. Okay, so this all the things will be same. Okay, first of all let me list, and let me load this file as well. Okay, so let me list the stage, and after that let me choose that file as well. Okay, which file is that? Let me check the name here. It is a 41 sample. Yeah, this is the name written, 41 sample email 41. Yeah, this file. Okay, so let me copy the name of this file, and let me paste this file name there. Okay, so okay, let me go there. Yeah, so this is my file stage, and let me copy the stage name, and now we will execute this by this will double quote file format, where there is escape property is also given, and for the double quote 042 is also given. Okay, so now let me execute this, and now you will see here status is loaded, rows past 10, rows loaded 10. Let me show you the data as well, and you will see here this is the data which is successfully loaded of the new line characters as well. Okay, and here is the you can see here I am, this is for the M. Okay, so this is you can say this is an apostrophe, that's why it has taken it as a data. Okay, so you can use here the single quotes. Okay, let me load by single quote, then you will understand that it will treat double quotes as the data. Let me truncate the table, and let me load the table again, and let me show you the data again. Okay, so now you will see double quotes will be shown here. Okay, so you can see here we have these double quotes here. Okay, and new line characters as well here. Okay, because we haven't given the property of double quotes. Okay, so you have to specify here CSV double quotes. Okay, for let me truncate again, and let me load data, and let me show you the data. Okay, so you can see all these things are done, and you are able to not able to see here double quote because you have specified the property. So that's all about these files with the new line characters. So I think we have all loaded these 6 files, and we have seen all the examples. Okay, so let me just quickly summarize all those things. Okay, so we have just seen 6 scenarios for loading the files with the special characters. Okay, So basically what you have to do, for if your file is having a double quotes, then you have to use this 042 octal number for double quotes, and if your file is having single quote, then you have to use this 047 for the single quotes. Okay, and if your file is having some that new line character, then for that you have to use this escape backslash 134. Okay, so what we have done, we have just simply loaded, this is for simple, we have simply loaded simple csv file, this is first file, and we have loaded file with double quotes, this is second file, and we have loaded file with single quote. For double quote we have used 042, and for single quote we have used 047, this is third file. And for the mixed quote we have used for mixed code, as I have told you, this is basically the drawback of Snowflake, that whenever you will use the single quote property 047, then it will take double quote as the data, and whenever you will use double quote 042, then it will take single quote as the data. So basically you can't use those two types of double quotes or single quotes at the same time. Okay, so this is about files with mixed quotes, and this is the fourth file, and this is about file with new line character. For new line character we have used 134, and this is for new line character and double quotes. For new line character we have used 134, and for double quotes we will use 042, and for the single quotes we will use 047. Okay, so that's all about the loading of the multiple csv files and loading of the files which is having special characters, and we have covered all the lots of the examples of Snowflake data loading from the internal stages. So this is the last video of Snowflake data loading from the internal stage, user stage, named stage, table stage, and lots of stages, means lots of data loading we have covered so far. Okay, so that's all for today's session, and in the next tutorial, we will start the loading from the external stages, that is a cloud. Okay, and in the next video we will see that how can we integrate our Snowflake account with the by the Snowflake, creating the Snowflake integration and exchanging the ARNs of Snowflake with the AWS S3 bucket. Okay, so we will discuss all those things of Snowflake data loading from the AWS S3 external stages. Okay, and after that we will discuss about the Snow 5 time travel, zero copy cloning, streams, task, and all those. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Meet you soon in the next very interesting tutorial. Bye, take care of yourself, guys.